Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do the first look and show you how to set up for the first time this Yeedi C12 Plus robot vacuum cleaner. Now I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. Retails for $230. It's on sale for $199. Now they do sell a Plus Pro. This one is just the C12 Plus. I do think that's a better deal. The Pro has a vibrating mop pad. This one, it just drags the mop pad. So I don't think that's worth the upgrade because the real reason I'm buying this robot is for a vacuum only robot. Typically these ones that have these mop pads that you can install, I don't necessarily recommend them. We'll see how it does, but I typically tell people take the mop pad off and just use this as a vacuum only robot. And it does have a bagless dustbin. So I'm searching for a really good robot that's vacuum only with a bagless dustbin. And I think this might be it, but we'll see. So in this video, I'm going to show it. We'll go over all the features, how to put it together. I'll show you how to set it up, and then I'll do a really quick cleaning with it. But I'm going to take it to my house, use it for 3 months. Then I'll see if it gets the Just a Dad approved sticker. So after the 3-month testing, I'll do my testing on it and give it my different scores for hassle factor, tear test. Will it get the Just a Dad approved? Buy it now, or Just a Dad approved sticker, wait for a deal, or the skip it sticker. But I won't know that till I take it to my house and use it for 3 months. At the end of that, do I feel like I want to throw it out the window, or do I feel like it was actually doing a really good job? Now, if you want to see all the robot vacuum cleaners that I highly recommend right now, like the Mova P10 Pro is my 2025 pick of the year, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. If you purchase any product off of my website or in this video, I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click on it, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. This is home of the honest review, so let's get started. So here's everything that comes in the box. This was a little tricky to find. It's in the white styrofoam tucked away that the robot comes in. I do like that the robot has LiDAR navigation. 3 physical buttons up here. We got to take this top off. I see that there's a tag we got to remove. Let's remove this. This frees up the bumper. Now this is not a camera, but it's some sort of optical avoidance sensor. We'll see how well it does. Here's a sensor on the side. There's the base state, or there's the dustbin. It's going to vacuum your house. Everything's going to go into this dustbin. You will have to clean this filter every couple weeks. It is reusable. Let it dry in the sun. Put it back. It does auto empty out the side here. This is an onboard water tank. Now again, I don't necessarily recommend this for mopping. I'm searching for a robot that vacuums only. I'm probably just going to leave the mop pad off. But you can put water in here. The auto empty is going to pass through this when it goes to empty. And I do like that the base station will empty everything out into a bagless dustbin. So if we flip the robot over, we can see there it is going to look like it's going to spray the water out onto the mop pad. And to install the mop pad, you simply just, looks like you just line it up. Now it can't raise or lower this. It does have a carpet sensor so that it can avoid carpet. These are the cliff sensors, but let's install this. Now again, this is just held on with Velcro. After it mops your floor, you're gonna have to take this off. Okay, and put it in your laundry. And then when it's clean, put it back and put it back on. All right, now let's click it in there. And again, you'll see it's just gonna drag the mop pad. It does have a brush roller that says it helps with anti-tangle. It is one piece, but there is a pretty aggressive comb right there that's gonna help get the long hairs off of that. We'll see. Put this side in first. You will have to take this off and clean this once in a while. These are your drive wheels. There's the side brush. It's just going to snap on. It's a standard side brush, doesn't extend it. Free spinning front wheel and more cliff sensors so it doesn't fall down your stairs. And again, there's the carpet sensor. Let's turn our attention over here. This is the docking station. This is going to charge it. Here's where it's going to auto empty the dustbin, everything that it vacuums up. And then after 7 weeks, it says you just simply press this button, take this over to your trash can. You're going to lift that lid, that right there, and then the bottom comes out. Then you just empty everything into the trash can. Now there's really no other filters on this. This has a power cord, 6 feet long, two prong. There is a switch here. Make sure it's in the line position. That's on. And it looks like it's 120 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 8 amps when it's auto emptying the dustbin. Now lift this up. There's these little ears. That's going to complete the base station. Now there are filters up here. You're going to see this lock and unlock. Hold the bottom, rotate the top to the unlock, lift this off. There's really nothing there, but you've got these 2 foam filters. Now this does come off. This is the Cyclone. You can clean this all out. There's these little detents. Make sure you get it lined up right there. And then these are reusable. You're going to rinse these out, let them dry in the sun, or put them over your your heat register or something. Now line up the unlock, push down, rotate to the lock position. And then let's take it over here to the base. Kind of put the side in, rotate it till it clicks. Now that's the only filter system. There's no other filter on here. That's not going to be HEPA filtration. There is a status light here to let you know the status. Now we're going to turn the robot on, and then you're going to back it up. That's how it's going to charge, and it's going to auto empty the dustbin anytime it needs to. I do like that it has a tray here. When the mop pad is installed like it is now, the mop pad will be wet, so when it comes back to the dock, it's not going to get your floor wet. Front to back, 18 inches or 46 centimeters. Left to right, the robot is 14 3/4 or 13 3/4 or 35 centimeters. The base is 14 or 36 centimeters. Height-wise, 15 inches, or you're going to need about 38 centimeters. You do have to lift, you really don't have to lift it up that high to get this off. Okay, let's check the height of the robot. It's right at 4 inches or 10 centimeters. So you're going to get the Yeedi app. You're going to connect it to your robot, have it map your home. Then you can set it up on a schedule, put no-go zones. I hope this video helps. Thanks everybody for watching. Okay, we're going to get the Yeedi app. Let's turn it on. Press the power button for about 4 or 5 seconds. Those lights will start flashing. We're going to scan that in the Yeedi app. Okay, it's going to play a tune when it turns on. That's funny. It said, thanks for choosing the Ecovacs robot. They are the same company. This is the cheaper version of robots than Ecovacs. Okay, you have to log in with a username and password. It's free. Let's add a robot. Give it access to your camera. Now take your camera and scan that code. You have to enable location. Okay, I enabled it now. Scan it again. All right, hit. Okay, so it was a little tricky. I had to go into settings, enable location, and then I had to come back out and then scan. I scanned that 3 times. So now it's saying press and hold the power button until the music stops. Yeah, it's been powered on, so hit next. Briefly press and reset. So there is a Wi-Fi reset button right here. It's flashing. It says briefly press. 1.
Ready for network setup.
All right, I heard the sound, hit next. Select your Wi-Fi. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz. So select your Wi-Fi, type in your Wi-Fi password. Now there was a pop-up saying, do you want to join the network? So the robot's going to transmit a Wi-Fi signal. Your tablet will have to connect to.
Go back to the app to continue the setup.
Now it looks like we are connected, and now we can dock it. This light is blinking flash fast, but we'll see here in a second. So far setup's okay. The tablet should connect to the robot, tell the robot what Wi-Fi to go to. Then your tablet should go back to your normal Wi-Fi, and now your robot will be on that Wi-Fi. Okay, give it a name. Hit done. Okay, we're good. Okay, I'm taking this off, and then I'm going to go dock it.
Start charging.
Yeah, good. It says start charging. Okay, so let's walk through this. Pick your time zone. Got it. Okay, looks like we're here. I just want to make sure there's no updates. About, update. I want to turn automatic updates on. So I do want to update now. You don't have to do this, but I do recommend doing this.
Update completed.
Okay, update's done. Now we're going to enter. Looks like we got about 63% charge. Let's map our home first. Open up all your doors, kind of pick your furniture up. Sit back and enjoy. This is the best part of LiDAR navigation. It's going to create a map in real time. So it's going to randomly go through your home, and here comes the map. This is the coolest thing in the world. This usually doesn't take too long. So it looks like it wasn't able, it had a pop-up that said it couldn't complete the map. So we got to do another map.
Start mapping.
Not sure what's going on, but that took about 10 minutes and used quite a bit of juice, so we'll see. Okay, so I closed the door to half of the studio and it did a better job. I'll be testing this at my house later, but let's go ahead and hit save. Now let's edit the map. Edit the map. I want to divide this room. So take this blue line. If it's dotted, it won't do it. But you can pinch and zoom. I want to do it right. Yeah, it doesn't know that that's a wall right there, so I have to go right here. So the mapping could be a little better, it looks like. You can merge rooms. Virtual boundary, no entry. That's a no-go zone. Okay, so they call it. Add a rectangle. You can either add a no entry, means the robot will stay away, or a no mopping area. So these will be important if you actually want to use it for a mop. I'm going to put a no-go zone back here. I know it's going to struggle. And you want to change the room names. That looks like the... Okay, let's go through settings. Cleaning log, put it on a schedule. That's the number one thing I tell people to do. This is when all the maintenance is due. Tells you when to clean the filters, wash the sensors. Intelligence settings. The robot will actively empty the dustbin during cleaning. Suitable for homes with pets. I recommend having that on, and it's on extra. Okay, you can go auto, or I do extra. Suction boost on carpet. It is kind of loud when it's on carpet, but I do recommend having that on. Cleaning sequence. So you can pick the order in which it cleans the rooms. I like that. More settings. Do not disturb. I would turn that on. These things will start in the middle of the night if they go back and recharge. Square meters, square feet. But auto resume is off. I recommend turning this on. If it doesn't finish cleaning your house, it'll go back, recharge, and then pick up where it left off. But make sure you have do not disturb on. More settings. You can turn the volume down.
Okay, the volume is adjusted.
About robot, change the name. There's the update. We're all up to date. Time zone. Help find my robot. Okay, that's it. So let's do a couple cleanings. Where's the station? I can activate it. An auto empty. So there's an auto empty. It did vacuum up a little bit while it was mapping. This comes into play when you want to do multi floors. I'm pretty sure, yeah. You can save up to 5 maps, or 3 maps. So we're at 21%. Let's go clean the corner. You can do a room, a zone. I'm going to do a room. You've got 4 levels of suction. Water flow. I don't have the mop pad on, so it's not going to do mopping, or 1 or 2 passes. So let's do this. I'll do a zone. Let's hit start. We're going to do the vacuum test on the Yeedi C12 Plus robot vacuum cleaner. I've got a big mess in this room. We're going to see how well it vacuums up. I don't have the mop pad installed, but we're going to check it for vacuuming. It's going to first do the perimeter of the room, then it'll go back and forth in the nice straight lines. All right, first pass was pretty good. It's doing a pretty good job of vacuuming. Side brush does scoot some of the coffee around, but not too bad. All right, it's all finished with this room. It's going to go back and empty out the dustbin. I do like the app. You can see right where it vacuumed. Now it's heading back to the base station. Now it does have a bagless dustbin. It's going to auto empty into a bagless dustbin.
Start charging. About to start to empty the dustbin.
All right, now it's charged up, ready to go for next time. Very easy to empty it out. Take this. There's a lot of the long hair in there. Press that button and everything will drop out the bottom. Okay, let's see how the Yeedi C12 vacuums up this big mess. It did the perimeter of the room. Now it's going back and forth in the nice straight lines because it has LiDAR navigation. Now I did just ramp the suction all the way up. With the suction on high, the battery life is not the best, but you get better suction power. So here we got some long hairs and some coffee. Not too bad. It's doing a pretty good job. Bunch of kitty litter here. Wow. It's got a nice cleaning pattern. Wow, that did an excellent job. Look at this room. It's pretty clean. Now this is just on one pass. Little bit of coffee left. It got most of that kitty litter. Most of the long hair. If I had it do 2 passes, it would do the second pass in a crisscross pattern, and it would definitely get everything clean. But I've only got it doing 1 pass. I'd say it did an excellent job of vacuuming this carpet. It's a little noisy. You definitely need it on that high setting. Now what I like is you can see exactly where it is on the app. All right, it's all done. It's going to go back, auto empty into a bagless base station. Oop, did get a few things fall out right there.
Start charging. About to start to empty the dust bin.
Okay, that was a pretty big torture test. It did not auto empty everything. It needed some help auto emptying. It's supposed to go out that side door. So that was a pretty big test. I'll know more when we get it home. Let me do it manual auto empty. I didn't hear that thunk come out of it. All right, let's do a manual.
About to start to empty the dust bin.
There, I heard it. I think it did it this time. Yep, I do like that clear. Not 100%, a lot of kitty litter, but not too bad.
Off the floor.
Hair wrap.
Please put me back.
No hair wrap, no hair wrap.
Off the floor. Please put me back. Off the floor. Please put me
Few
back.
minor hair wraps, but not too bad. Okay, I'm anxious I'm anxious to start testing this at home. $200. I don't think it's going to have hardly any obstacle avoidance, but I'll test that more later. See, right now, the robot that I recommend, the Dreamy D20 is the best robot that's a vacuum only. This does really well. It's got a mop pad, just don't install it. It's not a very good mopping robot. but this has a bag. Some people have been asking me for bagless, so I thought I got to find one that's bagless. But this has a dual brush roller design for long hair. So you can find these. These are Just a Dad approved. Buy it now on my website, justadadapproved.com. So I'm going to take this to my house. I'm going to use it for 3 months, see exactly how it does, and then we'll see if it gets the Just a Dad approved sticker. And then it'll show up on my website, justadadapproved.com, where you can see all the robots that I highly recommend. This is a very, I get this question a lot. Best vacuum only that's bagless. We'll see. So far, so good. Again, justadadapproved.com. If you found this video helpful, hit the like, subscribe button. Again, my job is to get you the best robot at the best price, but I don't want you wasting your money on a bad robot. Thanks, everybody.